Hello everyone. Hopefully you can see and hear me. I know you can't hear the game right now, but I'm just about to put the audio on. You should be able to hear it now. And welcome to the Outerhaven. My name is Jordan, and today I'm going to play some Death Stranding. It's not the first time I've ever played the game, but it is the first time that I'm playing it on PC. Unfortunately, I think we have to mute the audio because there's no streamer mode in the game, and I don't particularly want the channel to get pinged. Uh, but yes, other than that, we should be fine. So, my apologies if you were looking for the amazing, cool music provided by Death Stranding, because it obviously is a big part of the experience. But the main reason for this stream today is that if you didn't know, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is coming out soon. And it kind of got me thinking, what made Death Stranding so special to me? Why was it a game that I connected with? And because I never played it on PC before, I thought it was a good time to sort of revisit it and have a bit of a discussion. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. Once again, if you are here, this is the Outerhaven's YouTube channel. My name is Jordan. Please consider liking and subscribing. We do many things from the Spectator Mode podcast, various other podcasts, to video game reviews, everything you can think of. Essentially, we cover anime, TV shows, all of that stuff, not only here on the YouTube channel, but also on the outerhaven.net. So, yeah, please consider following us, and I think we should get into the game once again. If you're late, I have unfortunately had to turn the audio off because, as far as I can tell, there is no streamer mode unless it's under game settings, maybe. No, it doesn't look like it. And I checked in audio settings and there's nothing there. So let's go, shall we? Interesting. An icon will be displayed in the bottom right. Like we need to be told that. Doesn't every game ever do that? I'll play on normal because I haven't played this for a while. Like I say, it's not my first time ever playing, it's just my first time on PC. And I'm going to quickly. Uh, we'll go for normal text size. I'm going to quickly make sure that everybody is aware that I'm live right now. But yes, if you're just coming in, please say hello in the chat. I would love to speak to you if you've played Death Stranding before. Please tell me, what do you love about Death Stranding, or maybe you didn't love it. Tell me why you didn't love it. Let's have a discussion. Uh, right, I'm just tweeting out that I'm live, and then we will get on with the game. So post. There we go. And then at the Outerhaven post. There we go. So yes, you can follow us on Twitter if you're still in that place. But we also use the much nicer place of Blue Sky, and you can follow us over there at theouterhaven.net. Assume this is a shader compilation step here. Um, You've got all of the additional stuff because this is, of course, the director's cut. Yes, I know that I'm streaming in HDR. We should probably turn that off because otherwise it's going to look incredibly washed out for you guys. Because it doesn't like HDR, this thing, so that the image on the right can be seen, but the image on the left cannot. Well, I'm down to one, and I can still see the image on the left, so we'll have to stick with that. Yes, my name is Jordan Ando. Thank you. Birthday is interesting. So, yes, if you're watching, have you played Death Stranding before? What did you think of it? Of course, I do know that you cannot hear the game. Unfortunately, the game only allows you to turn down the master audio setting and not mute only the songs. So, therefore, we're going to have to play without audio, but I do have subtitles on. The practice. There we go, there we go. Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave rise to life. We are only going to play a little bit of this game, but I just sort of wanted to talk about why Death Stranding is a special game to me. We'll do that once the gameplay starts, though, because it wouldn't make sense talking about if you can't see the gameplay, because, not everybody has actually played this game. I would highly recommend it. It's very different to anything that I've ever played, really. It kind of stands out on its own, and I think that's a big part of what makes it special. Of course, there's an incredible cast. We have Norman Reedus going along on a bike here. And as you can see, Troy Baker is also in this video game, like he is with every other video game in existence. Tommy Earl Jenkins gives a brilliant, brilliant performance in this game. Guillermo del Toro is kind of in it, but not really. Excuse me, I am. It's late here where I am. And once again, if you're just joining me, hello, this is the Outerhaven. My name is Jordan, and today we're going to play some Death Stranding for the first time on PC. I have played the game before on console, and I just kind of wanted to talk about why it's such a special experience for me and why I am excited for the upcoming Death Stranding 2 on the beach. So if you've played Death Stranding, or maybe you're excited for Death Stranding 2, let me know in the comments and let's have a little chat in the chat here. the mic slightly so that I can get a better view of the chat. Hopefully, you can still hear me. Let me know if there's any problems with that. I do have a fairly high end PC, so this is on the game's maximum settings. You are only seeing it at 1080p, but I'm actually running the game at 4K. And yes, this is a beautiful, beautiful video game, of course, built on the Decima engine, if you don't know. Same engine that powers the Horizon franchise from Guerrilla Games. And it's a beautiful, beautiful looking video game. There is Leia Seydoux, who plays Fragile in this video game. It is a shame that we have to have the audio off. I'm hoping, it would be nice to see, like with Death Stranding 2, hopefully they are a bit kinder to streamers and that sort of thing so that we can actually do some content. I am, of course, playing with an Xbox controller because I'm on PC and that's just the easiest thing to do. Let's try and find some briefcases and not fall off of a mountain in the process. That's one. That's a lost piece of cargo. Oh, nearly fell there. So yes, if you didn't know, in this game, you essentially are a mailman. It's like that Kevin Costner movie, The Postman, um, and it's got Kojima weirdness to it. Scan, just see if we can find anything around here. There is something down this way. Good way out the rain over there. Yes, I know. I was just trying to go and get that thing. Hello, hello. I see we have two viewers right now. This, if you're not familiar, is the Outerhaven. My name is Jordan, and today we are revisiting Death Stranding to talk about why it's a special video game. I have played it before, but I've never played it on PC. So yeah, if you've played Death Stranding before, please let me know in the chat. Let's have a discussion about it. What did you like about it? What didn't you like? Are you looking forward to Death Stranding 2 on the beach? Let me know. And of course, if you're not aware, we also have a website, theouterhaven.net, where we do game reviews, news, and a bunch of other things covering all manner of geek culture. So please make sure that you check us out. We unfortunately don't have the audio on because, unfortunately, you know, copyright strikes and all that kind of thing. Here we go. This is one of the BTs, of course, which stands for beached thing. No one knows exactly what that means, but they're pretty scary. Let's just put it that way. Or they're supposed to be at the very least. Um, Here we go. So Sam and Fragile are both afflicted with what is called dooms, which are essentially mutations that give them unique abilities. Sam, for example, can sense the BTs, but he can't see them. See what I mean about how good this game looks? And if you're just coming in once again, I just want to say that we don't have any audio on. That is unfortunately because of copyright issues, of course. This game has a lot of licensed music, and we don't want to get a copyright strike. Prologue, Porter. Because, of course, if you don't know, we are called Sam Porter Bridges. I didn't mean to grab you so tight. Oh, I, this game is weird as hell, but I love it. Absolutely love it. There's something quite serene about the experience. There we go. My name is Fragile Lesedu, of course, of James Bond fame. So, yeah, if you're not aware, Sam is basically a mailman, sort of. But this is a really weird world, as you can see right now, because she's going to eat something called a cryptobite. I'm sure if you're tuning into this, you've probably played Death Stranding before. Which, if you have, smash that like button for Death Stranding. And tell me what you like about it, what you didn't like about it. Are you looking forward to Death Stranding 2? Let me know. And, oh, there we go. See? So, the rain is called Timefall in this game, if you're not aware. And it ages people very quickly. Agile Express. So Fragile has her own delivery service, kind of. Oh, look at that. Part of the photos faded because the rain went on it, you see. See you round Sam Porter Bridges. And she disappeared like magic. Told you they had special abilities. See, this would normally be a really nice moment coming up here because there would be some music playing. We've got blood and stamina gauge. There is a parcel around here somewhere that I want to go and pick up. Don't remember exactly where it is. So, yes, there is actually music playing right now, which unfortunately you cannot hear. But that's because the majority of the music in this game is fully licensed non original music. And that, of course, can cause copyright issues on YouTube. So, to avoid that, we unfortunately have had to mute the game because, surprisingly, this game doesn't have a streamer mode or an option to just individually mute songs and things of that nature, which is genuinely a surprise given how much music it actually uses. Excuse me. Um, so this is the first thing that I think makes Death Stranding so special for me is the visual quality of the presentation. Just like the rocks, the moss, all of it looks outstanding. Then you've got the atmosphere, which you're not really able to get on this stream because obviously we don't have the music playing. We don't have the audio, unfortunately. And that is a massive part of the experience, which I really would recommend. Let's try and get across this water here before our stamina runs out. Because if the stamina runs out, we'll fall over and we will drop all of our parcels. There's another one that we can pick up over here. Nice. I actually think I missed one further back, but we've got a couple. So that will do. And now we're up the road here. I'm not actually sure that we can get in this way. We might have to go down. Yeah, we're gonna have to go down here. You can run, but if you run, you're more likely to fall over. For example, like what you might see in a moment. But we're on relatively flat ground now, so it's not going to be a problem. Yeah, you don't really get a sense of it here in the stream because I've had to mute the game as I said. But just walking around this world and traversing around with the music playing, with the ambient atmosphere, there is something very special about it, and it almost feels like a meditative experience. And it's I find that when it first came out, no other game had really done anything similar to that. And therefore it just really connected with me because I like very high quality, unique experiences. I love a good story, and Kojima knows how to tell a good story. If you're just tuning in, hello, my name is Jordan. I see a couple of people in chat right now. Please consider liking and subscribing. This is the Outerhaven. We are playing Death Stranding. Of course, you can't hear the game right now, but if you've played Death Stranding, you'll understand that that's because we've had to mute it due to copyright issues because of the licensed music. And unfortunately, for some bizarre reason, the game doesn't allow you the option just to mute music. It has one audio level for everything, which seems like a big oversight. This isn't my first time playing the game, but it is my first time playing on PC. And I am running the game at maximum settings. There we go. Got our first S rank. There we go. So that was, of course, just the prologue there. Didn't really do much. Didn't make much difference. But let's carry on. See what happens next. And if you're just coming in, you missed it. But I was saying that part of what makes Death Stranding so special for me is the kind of ambience and the atmosphere, and unfortunately, you don't get lots of that in this stream because we've had to mute the audio. But there's a fantastic licensed soundtrack to this game that really helps to capture a certain type of atmosphere, and it gives the game an almost meditative quality as you're playing. So that really stood out to me when I played it the first time. And of course, the cast is pretty well known and does a pretty good job because if you didn't know, that's Norman Reedus right there. Or you may know him as Daryl from The Walking Dead. And I don't know about everyone else, but I am just a very big fan of Kojima's unique, almost oddball storytelling because he tells very complex and deep stories in a way that isn't bashing you on the nose with things, and you have to use your brain and figure it out. Have any of you in the chat played Death Stranding before? Maybe you haven't, and maybe you're checking it out for the first time. If you are, I would really recommend playing it. It's pretty cool, and obviously, we do have Death Stranding 2 on the beach coming out very, very soon. There's been a lot of previews for that recently, and they've said some things that get me very excited. We unfortunately weren't given an opportunity to preview the game, but sometimes that's how things go. You can't always get every opportunity in this, and we're an independent site that's still relatively small in the grand scheme of things. So, any support you could offer us, we very much appreciate it. Whether it's liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel or visiting our website, theouterhaven.net, where you can find all manner of things geek culture and gaming, from game reviews to film reviews to anime to news to gaming hardware, even the odd cookbook review here and there. We have so many things on the website. And yeah, hopefully, if you do check us out, you enjoy it. So that's right, Sam cannot see BTs. He can only sense them. He knows when they're nearby. And that there is BB, otherwise known as Bridge Baby. That initial reaction from Sam is always interesting to me because he's clearly heard about these things at the very least, if not seen them before. And yeah, he acts very surprised. I do like that in typical Kojima style, you can move the camera around during cutscenes. Because I always think to myself, is there something that you can spot in the background that he's placed there as sort of an Easter egg? Like how in Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, you could often see the sorrow in the back of cutscenes. And in one of them, he actually gives you a code to put in the codex and call him. So, yeah, Kojima's a very inventive game designer, as we all know. And he does some interesting things, let's just put it that way. Once again, I apologize for not having the audio on. It's to save ourselves from copyright strikes and all manner of potential issues because of the amount of licensed music in this game. If I could turn just the music off, I would, but unfortunately, the game only has one master audio slider and it doesn't allow you to adjust individual elements of audio, which is a little bit disappointing in all honesty. So again, putting the hoods up because it started raining and the rain is timeful, which basically instantly ages anything that it touches for the most part, except for these special suits that they are wearing. I remember the first time that I ever saw this scene, and like we saw it in the lead up to the release of this game all those years ago. But the first time I actually played and saw this scene, it wowed me because there's so much tension and you don't know exactly what's going on at this moment in time. You can, of course, look around. As I said, you can kind of see something over there. You can see the body going into, I believe they call it necrosis, which is in this world when somebody dies, their bodies decay in a unique way that can essentially cause an explosion after a while. So they have to cremate them, unfortunately. So they take them to like a giant incinerator. We've got some plants growing, some crabs just on the floor randomly. Sam seems to be knocked out, but don't worry, he will be woken up momentarily by all manner of weird things going on. Holding his breath to try and hide from the BTs. But I don't think that's going to go very well somehow. Give me one moment while I have a drink. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. My name is Jordan. This is the Outerhaven. Unfortunately, the game is muted because apparently this game only has one master audio slider, and of course, with there being so much licensed music, we don't want to get copyright strikes. So I've had to mute the entire game, unfortunately, which really does hamper the experience. Here we get our first look at a character I really, really like, which is Higgs, played by the legendary Troy Baker. Oh, this guy is getting taken up. He dropped his gun, so he's now trying to kill himself with a knife. I can't remember if they ever explain exactly what happens to people, but again, it's been a few years since I've played this video game, and it's actually the first time I'm ever playing on PC. So, yeah, and that guy is very, very big, as you can see. If you are watching, thank you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, it really does help out the channel. And, you know, one of these days I'll stream something that we can actually have audio. That would be nice. Here is that iconic scene from the very first reveal, of course, of Death Stranding, when nobody had any idea what the game was. Welcome, welcome. I see we have a few people watching. Thank you. My name is Jordan. This is the Outerhaven. Unfortunately, the game is muted due to copyright issues and there only being one master audio slider, so I can't only mute the music, which is very annoying. We do have subtitles on though. If you've played Death Stranding before, let me know in the chat. What did you think of it? Are you excited for Death Stranding 2? What changes would you like to see made? And what would you like to see return from this first game? There we have it, the title card. London Bridge is falling down. uh, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. My fair lady. Honestly, the the graphics in this video game were amazing when it came out and still holds up today. Of course, I'm now playing on PC for the first time ever, and this is on the maximum settings, so it looks better than I've ever played it before. But even on console, on the original release, it was a fantastic looking video game. Here we have Sam's soul, I guess. Outside of his body. Now he's back. And yes, that's still one of the weirdest scenes ever in a video. Oh, it's the legendary Mads Mikkelsen. Is everything in the stream okay? Is does it look okay? I know you can't hear the game, obviously, but can you hear me? Are audio levels all right? Just let me know because I have had some issues with my setup, which means I've had to kind of redo everything. So I'm just getting back to normal at this moment. Is the tears the way that the tears look is basically real. And there we go. So that you can see right there was an explosion because that person's body decayed essentially before they could burn it. Just surprised there's a load here. I don't remember there being a load when I originally played, but maybe I'm just misremembering. Or maybe it's a PC thing because of shaders, potentially. I'm not sure. We are, of course, about to be soon in a situation where we're effectively within the open world area. Episode 1, Bridget has been handcuffed. So, how does it feel to be back in the world of the living? Oh, look, it's Guillermo del Toro. But is it really, or is it just his face? You decide. See, there you go. Jesse Corti is the voice. A lot of people don't like. A lot of people thought that because it looks like Del Toro, that Del Toro actually played the part, and that isn't what happened. Once again, I'm sorry that the game is muted, but hopefully you are reading the subtitles. And I'm sure, to be fair, that if you're watching this stream, you've probably played Death Stranding by now. It's been out for several years. Of course, it was originally exclusive on PlayStation because the IP was originally owned by PlayStation. But if you don't know, Kojima actually bought back the IP originally, recently, so he now fully owns his original creation and can do whatever he pleases with it, which is why a couple of months ago the game actually launched onto Xbox for the first time. So I would expect that Death Stranding 2, of course, is not announced for any platforms other than PlayStation at this point. But given that Kojima now owns the IP, I would expect that at some period of time in the future, the game will come to definitely PC and probably Xbox as well. There have, of course, been some changes since this game originally came out because there were monster energy drinks on that table just over in the corner previously, but after backlash from people that have played the game and probably some sort of product placement deal running out, the things changed rather quickly. Hmm, interesting. So he's just realizing what his doom is. Basically, part of his doom is that when people touch him, it leaves a permanent mark on his body. Mm, why don't you do it? He's not actually there. Chirogram. Being America's last president, you say? So, yeah, how many of you have played this before? Let me know. And more importantly, what did you think of it? Oh, I personally think this is actually Kojima's best video game thus far because he did something different that wasn't just Metal Gear again. He did it in a relatively short period of time compared to modern uh, AAA development. Oh, I didn't mean to drop that. Let's carry it on the back. Don't think there's anything we can get from here for now. Um, but yeah, he did it in a relatively short space of time. It's a fantastic looking video game. They managed to develop it while also building a game studio from scratch, which, other studios have done before, but it's not an easily done thing. So, credit to them for that. But also, just like the storytelling, to, and then to craft this entire world. Yes, I know that people will say, oh, it's barren or it's this or it's that, but that's kind of the point. I wanted to set a marker then, but I don't know why it didn't let me. Maybe I. Ah, there we go. It's because I pressed A and I had to press X. There we go. And if you scan, oh, I thought it used to show you where you had to go if you set a marker. Interesting. The marker, because there should be one down here. I'm gonna go, I assume, down this way. Right way, check your compass, provided that you go in the right direction. Ah, it's left bumper, okay. Okay. The quicker you do these things, of course, the better you score in the rating system. And this one's not too bad because we're on flat ground, so we're unlikely to fall over. Oh, you're downloading it at the moment, Andre. Okay. Have you ever played it before, or is it going to be your first time? And again, apologies that the game is muted due to copyright problems. Because if you didn't know, the game has a lot of licensed music in. Unfortunately, on PC at least, there's only one volume slider, so I'm not able to mute just the music. Sorry, my mistake. You forgot that Sam doesn't like being touched. Press for. Yeah, interesting. Less than 50%. So, yes, you earn likes in this video game, which I've always thought was like a commentary on the world of social media, effectively. Present right hand man and the director of bridges. You know, Jenkins, he gives such a strong performance in this game. Though it's not clear yet whether he makes an appearance in Death Stranding 2 or not. It would be interesting if he does. Madam President, we've bought Sam. There she is, of course. Just about to take her last breaths. Took her 3 years to cross. Interesting. Yes, once again, if you're just joining me, unfortunately, the audio's not on because of. Yeah, I know there's no sound, James. Unfortunately, because of basically copyright issues and the game only having one audio slider, I couldn't, we couldn't allow the music to play, so I had to mute the entire game, unfortunately. Have you played this before, though, James? And yes, it is a massive oversight. The game is such. Where the music is so important to the experience, and where there is so much licensed music, the fact that there's no streamer mode is really, really annoying. Oh, nice! You're downloading it now. Are you gonna play on what platform are you playing on, James? Nice, yeah, me too. Uh, Although you're seeing this at 1080p, I'm actually running it at 4K maximum settings with no DLSS. So, and if I do this, I don't know if it will show frame rates. I don't know why frame rates are so low in this cutscene right now, which is weird. Maybe cutscenes are capped to 30. I'm not actually sure, but in gameplay it certainly feels much better. So there is that. Because look, see, it says no FPS there, but clearly there's not no FPS. So I think that maybe the the Nvidia thing is just not picking up the FPS properly, potentially. LG 45 ultra wide monitor, nice. Nice. I'm playing on an LG C3 42, no, sorry, a C4 42-inch. But I'm actually upgrading to a 55-inch, which will be coming sometime next week. So, and yes, I know the 55-inch people might say is a bit big, but in reality, is not going to be a problem for me because I do have a smaller monster here as well. So, James, what I'm going to ask, what has made you decide to finally download this game and give it a go? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So, so did you not find? So, what is it about Death Stranding 2 that looks interesting to you, and what is it that you didn't find as interesting to play Death Stranding 1 previously? And don't worry, James, this is literally I started a brand new save, so you're not really like obviously you're seeing some small spoilers here, but this is literally the first hour or so of the game, so nothing major is being spoiled for you at this moment. If you do have any questions, I have played the entire game before, so I'd be more than willing to answer them. You played a bit before, just didn't give it a chance. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yes, if you don't know, James, this is the Outerhaven. That profile that's shared there by the Nightbot is actually our editor in chief, Keith Mitchell. But we also have a website, theouterhaven.net, where we do game reviews, news, and all that sort of thing. But yeah, so you said you didn't really give it a chance before. I hear that from a lot of people, so hopefully you can get through it this time. And to be fair, if you're just looking to mainline the story, you can probably do it in around 30 hours. So it's not a massive experience. But yeah, it's. I agree with you that Death Stranding 2 looks very interesting. Is there anything in particular that is interesting you about Death Stranding 2? Because I've seen some of the previews and I did a little write up of it for our website, although we didn't get a chance to preview it unfortunately. But no, I'm excited. I actually managed to pre-order the collector's edition of Death Stranding 2, so I will be doing a review post-release for Death Stranding 2 because we're a slightly smaller site. It is unlikely that we'll get a review code, unfortunately. America isn't dead yet. I don't know. Oh, probably you can do a little bit more. Yeah, you can do more combat. I just hate it's not. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. If it was on PC day one, I would definitely be playing it on PC. I mean, I'm because of what I do, because of covering games and stuff. I do actually have a PS5 Pro, so hopefully that will provide at least some sort of good experience. How far out of interest, James, when you played Death Stranding the first time, did you get very far? Did you how much of it did you actually play? I only ask because there is a reasonable amount of combat in this game here. but it's certainly slower paced, this game, and it sounds like, for Death Stranding 2, it sounds like they've improved the pacing quite significantly. About 4 hours. Okay, yeah, so you're in the in terms of this game, 4 hours is definitely not a lot. So I can understand why you may not have seen what combat and other things really were like in this game. And admittedly, there isn't loads of it, but there is more than people seem to think. But I also know, are you? Oh, that's a question for you, James. Are you downloading the director's cut edition, or do you not? Do you only own the normal edition? Because if you, I'm gonna hold both here just so we can balance. There we go. So you can shift weight and all that sort of stuff. Let's open up the map a minute and figure out exactly where we need to go. Plan your route before setting off. This is the thing. Terrain matters in this game, see? Uh, Also, James, is the stream okay? Obviously, I know you can't hear the game because of me having it muted due to copyright things. But are you able to hear me okay? Is it buffering a lot or anything like that? Because this is actually my first stream back in quite a while. So I'm kind of making sure that my setup is back in the best place that it can be, essentially. We'll go this way. We'll take this route. Okay, so what I want to know is I'm sure there used to be a thing. Maybe it's an upgrade you can get, or maybe they changed it. I'm sure there used to be a thing that basically you could have like a little, oh geez, don't fall over, Sam. Don't, no, no. See, this is what can happen very easily. And I'm transporting a corpse. I've kind of taken a wrong turn here, I think. Uh, why my frame rate is so low right now, I have no idea. But and weirdly, this game isn't making full use of my GPU. Maybe it's just not very well optimized. Um, I need to figure out if I'm going in the actual right way. Here we go. So, jump to marker. No, we want to go to this one. Okay, let's go. See how quickly we can get there without dropping this body, hopefully. So, yes, you do have to shift weight and things. But eventually, and this is a small spoiler for you, James, when you play a bit more and stuff like that, you can you gain access to vehicles, but also you can build these zip line type things to use, which allow you to get around much more quickly and efficiently, and really changes how you play the game. Quite frankly, What's the difference? So the director's cut has a lot more content in it. It has additional content. They added things like races and other stuff. Give me a second because I need to try and climb up here. But yeah, they added a lot of stuff to the game, improved things that people asked for, added sort of new things that you can build. I believe there were one or two additional missions as well. But yes, it's all round. It's if you can get it at a reasonable price, that is now the best way to play the game. However, the original version is absolutely fine as well. So yeah, you can leave a like on people's stuff here. And the cool thing about this game, which is why I asked which platform you're playing on, James, is that if you're friends with someone, so let's say that a friend of mine on Steam has played like this one is built by an NPC in the world, right? But eventually when you connect different parts of the world, you will start to see things that your friends have placed in the world and other random people as well. So it won't always be your friends. I should probably just. I need to figure out which direction I'm going again. Right, so I need to cross over there and then go up that way. Okay. Can I pick up this stuff yet? I always forget. Do not fall over with this. Well, okay, so I can't pick this up yet. Okay. Oh. And then you do this little scan, it sort of shows you what the terrain's like. So you try and find the flattest parts of the terrain effectively to get. Oh, here we go. So we got Don't Fall Over Sam. We've got a song playing from Low Roar right now, which you obviously can't hear, but I actually quite like this song. And to Kojima's credit, he uses the music quite sparingly in this game, but he always seems to use it at the right moment, and he made the right choices. And we know that Kojima likes music and all other forms of art as well, to be quite frank. Um, but yeah, I do like this song, and this is something you'll see. Oh, no, don't run into the stone and fall over. I really don't want to drop this body. That wouldn't be a good thing. Uh, right, let's stop a second. Let's find the most flat way down. Here we go. Here we go. Trying to find the flattest way down effectively. I am playing on Xbox controller, but you can use keyboard and mouse. You can use PlayStation controller. I'm gonna go over there because that looks like a safer way down. But yeah, I don't know if you were here when I was saying it just now, James, but you will, once you play long enough, you do you do get to the point where you can unlock vehicles, and that will make a difference to your experience, but you can also eventually build other ways of kind of traversing the world, which is cool. So this is all fairly flat. I just don't want to use up too much stamina because the more stamina you use up, the harder it becomes to basically keep your balance. And if you do fall over, you damage things, which affects your score on each mission or delivery, which in turn affects the amount of likes that you get, which means that you getting the likes isn't just like, oh, this is a metaphor for social media. It also is a way of unlocking different upgrades, such as different weapons and different suits and things to help you. So there's a lot more depth to this game than people first realize when they initially play, I think. And okay, we can't get up there. We need to find a way up without falling down here. Give me a second. Should be able to get up there. There we go. Right, we're gonna fall over that, so we're gonna go up this way. There we go. Just gotta think sometimes, see? Um, but yeah, so I think there's a lot more depth to this game than most people realize when they first play. And I think that slower pacing in the first sort of 10 hours or so, especially, I mean, the game isn't fast paced anyway, but in the first 10 hours or so, it is particularly slow. And I think that is something that definitely doesn't help it to give the strongest first impression to some players. But one of the things I loved about this game when I first played it is the fact that Kojima actually made a real walking sim. Like, this isn't just walking sim of, oh, walk around and do nothing. It's a literal walking sim. You have to think about where you're walking. When you get further in the game, you have to think about what you're bringing with you to get to different places and how you're going to get there. Um, oh, slow down, Sam. I don't want you to run right now. Um, and you have to sort of think about your route as well, because as you see here, one misplaced step could actually cost you a lot. And then you can shift your weight and stuff to help you balance, or you can actually hold both triggers, which will sort of permanently balance you. But you do walk considerably slower by doing it this way. So, and you can, of course, run, but then your balance is going to be off even more often. Is it that way I'm going? Yeah, so I was turning the wrong way, so let's go this way. Shouldn't be too far now. What other kinds of games do you play, James? Anything else? that. That. Activate the terminal. And then cremate her body, because if you weren't here earlier, maybe you don't know, but when people die in Death Stranding, if you allow their bodies to decompose, it effectively ends up causing an explosion, and that's not what you want. Cremate. Let's see how we did. I think that took a little bit longer than it should have, really. Um, we still did the job. We completed it. We got there without dropping the president. So we can be fairly happy with that, I think. If you are watching, please consider smashing the like button and subscribing. UB28. So they were going to dispose of this BB as well, which is short for Bridge Baby. I won't spoil exactly what that means for those of you that haven't played the game yet. But, Sam clearly doesn't want to do that. And maybe BB is going to come to his aid right here. And this is another thing I love about Death Stranding, you see. Just the weirdness. Because especially when you play it the first time, you're never 100% sure what's going on. And it's not until you get much further into the game that the world becomes clearer. You start to understand it more. And when I think back on it now, I almost feel like Death Stranding 1, the entire game was kind of about setting up the core mechanics and the world itself. And then the second game is probably, or sounds like it's going to significantly expand on that. Excuse me. And, it's going to hopefully be a much better game. We obviously don't have too long till it comes out now at the end of June. So if you are playing it for the first time, Death Stranding 1, like James in the chat here, then I would suggest that maybe you start playing it fairly soon, James isn't the only one that we've had in the stream today saying that they are downloading the game right now. Um, so yeah, if you're thinking of it, maybe now is the time. I, having done this little stream, I kind of want to play the whole game again now. Unfortunately, I don't think I have time to do that because there's always too many things to cover in games media. You know, we've got one of my colleagues today wrote a good review of Doom the Dark Ages. That's up on the Outerhaven.net. Um, and there's always new things coming out that we're reviewing and news pieces that we're writing and all these fun sort of things. Excuse me, it is quite late here where I am, so we will probably end the stream shortly. But these are the BTs, and they can be a problem, especially later in the game when you get into some more sort of combat against them. It's quite interesting. Pick one or don't. Just get the hell out of there. Okay, so let's have a look at the BTs. That one's the hardest. That one is the easiest. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. We'll go that way. Okay. So crouch is B. Near a BT, you can hold the bump to hold your breath. Of course, you do have stamina, and the thing will tell you roughly where they are, which is helpful. Let's hold the breath again. So you will have stealth sections like this, which, provide a different kind of challenge. I think I held my breath just in time there. Okay, there's a BT. We're a bit further away from them now, which is nice. Getting further away. We need to keep an eye out because we can't see them constantly. So it's not always the nicest thing to have to deal with. But, we'll do what we can do here. Let's go under this pipe if we can. No, climb over it. Think we've. Oh no, we don't want to go there. Because that would not be good. That's literally a sheer drop. Although we might be able to kind of stop. There we go. There we go. Found a way down. The way down. Looking for. So there's the custom marker there. There we go. This is the problem as well. What makes it quite unnerving is because you can't constantly see these things and you just get a vague sort of sense of their direction, and if you the faster that thing is kind of opening and closing means you're closer to a BT or not. um it can, you can judge roughly where they are, but because you can't always see them without scanning and you have to stop to scan, you can get yourself into some really awkward situations. Oh, look, our buddy Igor left a ladder here. Let's give him a like, even though he's not around anymore. Do I grab this ladder? You can actually grab the ladder, or I could just use it to get down, which is helpful. Um, there's custom marker B, but we can't get down there. Maybe there's a way down this way. I think there is. Oh, look, Igor's left something again. What is it this time? Oh, let's slow down, slow down. Ah, a rope. So let's use this rope. This should allow us to climb down here without completely breaking our neck, which is nice. Drag it out just in case we need to. I want to use it to balance as far as I can, basically. There we go. Because you just sort of save yourself a bit of pressure, let's say. I'm gonna cross over here while we can. We got another low roar song. Our stamina has depleted slightly. Once again, I'd like to apologize for the fact that unfortunately we don't get to hear these pretty cool songs and get the full atmosphere of Death Stranding because YouTube likes to copyright strike people very easily, and unfortunately, there is no way to just mute the music in this game, which sucks, especially for streaming purposes because there's no streamer mode either, which is frustrating. So that's where we're getting back to, over there. So we don't have too far to go now to try and get through these rocks, though. There we go. Let's run a bit. Left. Oh, nice. We actually had some water on us. As you can see, Sam drank the water, and apparently it's magic because it instantly gave him stamina in typical video game fashion. I really wish that you could hear the music right now, though, because, like I say, for me at least, one of the things that made Death Stranding such a special experience is the kind of meditative, relaxing atmosphere that it creates in these kinds of moments that make it a very unique experience, quite frankly. But yeah, as we get back to our little temporary base here, I um I would like to say thank you for watching. This is, this is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's been quite interesting to revisit the first couple of hours of it. But because it's late here, and because I'm sure that some of you here want to go and play the game, such as James. I just want to say thank you for tuning in, but that's going to be the end of the stream now. I will do more streams in the future. It probably won't be Death Stranding in the future just because of the audio problem. But if you have enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing. Check out our website, theouterhaven.net. Give us a follow on Blue Sky, as you can see, shared by the Nightbot there, because we'll always be posting our articles and reviews and things on there for you to find. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this stream as much as I've enjoyed revisiting this game. Apologies once again for the lack of audio. Not really my fault, we just don't want to get copyright strikes. But next time, I'll play something that we can actually listen to. Let me know if you have any suggestions in the comments. If you are playing Death Stranding for the first time, let me know what you're thinking of it. Do you like it? Are you going to play Death Stranding 2? And if you've played Death Stranding before, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What would you like to see the second game improve? Let's talk about our love of this game and our excitement for the upcoming sequel. But for now, I've been Jordan. This has been the Outerhaven, and I would like to say thank you very much for watching. But that is the end of the stream. Goodbye.